Brr, it is getting cold. It's going to drop down into the 20s tonight, which means it's time to winterize the Nobo. I've gotten a couple questions on how it's done. It's super simple, so I decided to make a quick video, so stay tuned. Hey, welcome to my channel, Adventure Rocks, which exists to build up the family by providing resources to enjoy the great outdoors together. Now, for those of you who've been watching some of my other videos, you know that I rent out this cool overlander here behind me. And in summer of 2020, I created a fairly long orientation video. It was about 45 minutes. And it was intended for my renters to watch beforehand to get familiar with the rig. Well, it turns out a lot of other people found it interesting, tuned in to watch it, and that has garnered a lot of questions like, how did you do the sink mod, or where did the tongue storage box come from? And so I've decided to start a new series here on the channel that's all devoted to upgrades and modifications. Now, the goal here is to enhance the time you spend with your family in the outdoors with clever solutions and mods to those pesky problems. Most of what you'll see has already been completed, meaning it's not going to be a step-by-step documentary. Instead, it will focus on tips and tricks to do the install, a product review, and of course, more importantly, where to buy the items. I will include affiliate links in the description below, so if you do like the videos, be sure to click on those links to support the channel. Now, as a bonus, in addition to upgrades and mods on this cool overlanding rig, I'll also be featuring my own personal rig, a 44-foot fifth wheel. So you'll definitely want to click the subscribe button. There are some really cool upgrades and mods that will enhance the time you spend with your family. So if you're not already following, be sure to click on the subscribe button to get all the latest videos. And if you really like it, click the thumbs up button. All right, now back to the video. All right, how to winterize the Nobo. Let's jump right in. First thing, you're going to drain the freshwater tank. You're going to find that drain right under the driver's side. Right here, we're going to unscrew that white cap. All right, you should just hand tighten this, so you shouldn't need a wrench or anything. And we'll see how much water comes out of there. It's got a small little rubber gasket in there. You just want to make sure you don't lose that piece because that's what seals up against that plastic. And then just let it drain. While that freshwater tank is draining, let me show you what you need to buy ahead of time. This is RV antifreeze. Now, this is different than the antifreeze you put in your car. This is safe for your water lines in the RV. You certainly wouldn't want to drink it, but in the spring when you purge your water lines and flush it back with water, if there's a little bit of this lingering in the system, it's not going to hurt you like the stuff that you put in your car would. So definitely buy RV antifreeze. Super easy to get. You can get it at the camping stores. You can get it at the auto parts stores. Any brand is fine. This one's good all the way to negative 50 degrees. So this is what we're going to pump through the water lines. Now, the goal when you winterize your RV is to replace the water that's in your water lines with this antifreeze. And this freezes at a much lower temperature, negative 50 degrees in this case. And that's going to keep your water lines from bursting when it gets really, really cold. So how do we do that? Well, every RV has a freshwater tank, and just about every RV also has a pump, a water pump. So with most RVs, you can use the existing water pump to siphon the antifreeze out of the gallon jug into your water line. And that's exactly what Forest River had in mind here. You can see there's a loose hose there, and I've gotten a lot of questions about that hose, especially from renters. What is that? You know, did I break it? Is that supposed to be loose? And that is exactly what it's for. It's for winterizing. And so we're going to take that hose and drop it into the gallon jug, and then you'll see there's a diverter valve, little ball valve there, that's going to switch between the freshwater tank below and that hose that's loose there. And so we're going to switch that ball valve, turn it, and then drop it into the antifreeze gallon, and then turn on our water pump, prime it, and then release the pressure on the two outlets on this rig. Now, I've crawled in all the way into the kitchen slide area, and you can see it's a pretty tight squeeze there. You'll have to remove the refrigerator to get in. But basically right here is the ball valve that I was talking about. And so right now when it's in that up position, it's going down here from the freshwater tank below and then sucking it into the pump. So if we just simply divert and change the direction of that ball valve, it's now going to be sucking or siphoning from this winterizing hose. So we'll just drop that into our antifreeze. We're going to go all the way to the bottom, make sure we can get all the way down there if we have to. And then we're going to prime the pump next. Sometimes you might have to untangle this hose here. It might be wrapped around some of these wires, and that's fine. There's a little bit of flex there. And so now we're going to prime the pump. I'm flipping on my water pump switch now. And then to prime the pump, it may or may not engage, just depending on whether you've got water in your lines already in the pump. But to prime the pump, if you don't hear anything right away, or you hear the pump just cycling, go ahead into one of your outlets, to your faucet outlets here. I'm just going to take the spray port and go ahead and open it up. And as I do that, let me pan back here inside. You can see how it's sucked in some of the antifreeze already. It's gotten a little bit lower in the gallon jug there. So now the goal is we're going to open up our outlet here until we see the pink antifreeze coming out. And so there you go. You can see it's coming out nice and pink, so we're going to let go. We don't want to waste antifreeze. Now you may only have one faucet outlet on your rig. I've got another faucet here that I've added. And so we're going to go ahead and open up that valve and wait for the pink antifreeze to come out. So you can see it's clear now, and there it is, pink. So then we're good. So as soon as you see that pink solid, you can turn the valve off and you're all set. So now all my lines have antifreeze in them instead of water, so we're good to go. We can come in here and turn my pump off, and then we can remove our antifreeze gallon. You can see it only used not even half the jug there, so if you've got a no-bow just like this one, you only need 1 gallon. All right, so I'm back in the kitchen slide, and I brought a towel with me just to collect any that might drip out of the leader hose. I'm gonna go ahead and switch my ball valve back into the upright position so it's all ready. And then I'm gonna gently pull my hose out and let it drain just a little bit. And then just hold it over the towel. You can see just a little bit came out. Not too much though. While we're in here, I'll just show you too on the water pump. There's a little strainer right here that's got a little viewport, and you can see it's all filled with the antifreeze, which it should be right now. But that's something you can easily unscrew maybe once a year and just check and make sure it's all cleaned out, that there's nothing in there that would maybe come up from your water tank. It's kind of like a pre-filter going into that pump. Last consideration to think through, there might be a little bit of water from your external city water hookup. That's this hose right here. Now I've interrupted it with my filter and my pressure reducing valve, but typically from the factory you're just gonna have this white hose running all the way to your water lines. There could be a little bit of water trapped in there. So since I've got this filter installed, I can easily unscrew it. And again, I've got a towel down here to catch any of that excess water, and that way any water that is in there can easily drain out here. And then for the winter, I'll just leave this disconnected. That way if any water is in there, it's got an escape path. So just think through that. If you've got any kind of filter or anything else between the pump and your external city water connection, you'll want to make sure you drain that as well. Now this is kind of interesting. While I've got everything opened up here on the filter, this is about a season's worth, and you can see this filter kept quite a bit of grime and stuff from getting into the water system on the no-bow. So definitely a good upgrade to think about. I'll probably do another video on how to implement that into the no-bow 10.6. Now when you're all set, you can take your hose, your spray port, and just squeeze the handle and let all the antifreeze drain out of there. Now in review, our water pump is now turned off. Our faucet, the valve is closed. There is antifreeze still in the line, and that's how we want to leave it. And now the only thing left to do is go ahead and cap off the fresh water tank. Should be done draining by now. All right, so it's just dripping now. We got our cap. We'll go ahead and screw it back on. Just need to hand tighten it, nothing more than that. And we are good to go. All right, that's it for winterizing the no-bow 10.6. Really straightforward. Now you might be wondering, how do you de-winterize it when the springtime comes or whenever you go camping again? Well, it's really simple. You just hook up a garden hose to your city water inlet, flush it out real good. Do the same thing on your freshwater tank. You might want to sanitize your freshwater tank at the same time and just really pump that fresh water through all the water lines to make sure all that antifreeze is cleared out. It's got a very distinct, sweet smell and taste to it, so you'll know when it's all gone. But that's it. Then you're all set and ready to go. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Check out my other videos. There's gonna be a lot of cool upgrades and mods we're gonna be doing in our current series, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.